Karla runs a YouTube channel where she investigates paranormal phenomena, but popularity remains far out of reach. In search of a sensation, she moves into an old building with a bad reputation, rigs her apartment with surveillance cameras, and waits for ghosts to appear, but alas, nothing shows up. Her friend, a more experienced influencer, suggests that Karla stage something supernatural herself. The trick works. The channel starts gaining subscribers. But when real, genuinely creepy things begin happening in Karla's apartment, it becomes hard to convince anyone that this time it's all real. The film studio Blumhouse was founded 25 years ago, and over that time it has achieved a lot. Under its wing, or with its involvement, commercially successful horror franchises like The Purge, Paranormal Activity, and Insidious were launched. And Halloween was reimagined in David Gordon Green's version. In search of new markets, Blumhouse turned its attention beyond the United States, and the Mexican horror film Don't Follow Me became its first Spanish-language project. It's worth noting that among horror fans, Blumhouse has long been associated with formulaic assembly line movies that eagerly exploit popular trends, but do so without spark, or let's say, without much respect. Don't Follow Me doesn't escape this fate either. For nearly an hour, its creators toy with the audience, promising something fresh and unusual, only to reduce everything to obvious conclusions reached through the most predictable and banal paths. On the other hand, Blumhouse undeniably knows how to package its, putting it mildly, derivative projects so attractively that you still end up watching them to the end. In Don't Follow Me, they bet on a combination of traditional filmmaking, found footage aesthetics, and screen life techniques, where all the action unfolds on the screens of various devices. Karla is completely alone in her apartment. She communicates only with her best friend, an unreliable boyfriend who drops by from time to time, and her dog. In that sense, the mix of storytelling techniques works, but no matter how you slice it, why any film is first and foremost a story, not the method used to tell it, and here there's barely enough story for a short film. The movie was directed by Mexican feature film debutantes Eduardo and Ximena García Lecuona, brothers, although the latter identifies as a transgender woman and actively foregrounds the topic. She has even written scripts for 2 American romantic comedies about trans love. One might think Blumhouse brought this duo on to give the film a distinctive perspective, but Don't Follow Me contains nothing related to gender exploration, and the siblings' approach to horror as a genre is fairly straightforward. The visuals are handled with confidence, but suspense is built in a generic way, and the occasional jump scares with loud orchestral stings feel more like a gesture of desperation than a deliberate artistic choice. Horror long ago ceased to be an exclusively American genre. On the contrary, unfamiliar exoticism often helps films from other countries win over audiences. But Blumhouse has never been about creative exploration or self-expression. It's about standardization and assembly line production. Don't Follow Me vividly demonstrates how the studio carefully scrubs its projects of any hint of identity. Their films are meant to be simple and universally accessible because that promises box office returns. But they age very poorly, inevitably blending into one shapeless blur, much like the stain the film's heroine sees hovering above her bed. And stains like that usually mean only one thing: something underneath is clearly rotting.